Yo, 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 yo. We back. Hit that like button, man. My bad, y'all. What it do? Lure you in the trap. Hey, you might be on to something. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that. Tristan News don't like it either. But the one and only, what it is. I need y'all to share this video, man. I'm gonna turn this into an upload when I get a chance. Y'all, Trap Lil Ross is the police. Trap Lil Ross is the police. It ain't no other way to it's no other way to look at it. He's not just your average content creator. He's not a fan of hip hop. He's the police. And the reason why I say he's the police, right? I watched a video earlier. And mind you, y'all know I don't even watch these guys, but sometimes I be towing. I be having a lot of extra time, I'm just be riding all day, 12 hours. So every now and then I check somebody out. They come across my timeline. And I know how bad Trap Lil Ross coverage of Dirk cases been, how biased has been. So I decided to click on this video. And y'all, this nigga is working with the police. Nah, what you send me? He working with the police, y'all. Like, it's no other way. There's no other way around it.
I wonder what Big J, linebacker, fat, stinking ass think about Joe. Tell us them big facts, you big bitch. Oh, I forgot.
Oh my God, what the fuck Rallo talk about, man? Hey, Jim Smith. Hope you be saying the same thing to Trap Lil Ross. You can call me goofy, but you ain't gonna call me the police. I ain't out here trying to solve cases on YouTube. Or not even solve cases. Yo, like, yo, why, yo, like, yo, this is crazy, yo. Like, what, Lord, come on, Lord T. Betrayal. What is this? OTF, Stephon Mack, how they tie trials together. Yo, the trials not being tied together, man. Like, they just try. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, this coverage of Dirk, yo, and how YouTube been carrying it, or YouTubers been carrying it, it's been disgraceful, yo. It's been disgraceful, man. Like, what have Dirk done to these people? Like, why is it so many people on YouTube want Dirk in prison? Mind you, y'all, the Epstein files just got released. You know, the Epstein files got released. Well, not even all of them. And some of the biggest world leaders, may be pedophiles. You feel me? And ain't none of them going to jail. But here it is, you got Dirk, right? Who may have or may have not been involved in street activity where people lost their life. Not innocent people, though. We ain't talking about innocent people. We talking about people that was in tour with each other. And you got YouTubers wishing death on this man. You know what I mean? Yo, they want him to never see the streets again. Meanwhile, some of our world leaders, politicians, lawmakers is out this bitch fucking with minors and nobody's touching the jail cell. Y'all don't think that's crazy? For the people that want Dirk in prison, y'all don't think that's, how y'all feel about it? Are y'all putting Trap Lil Ross? If you putting that same energy into these guys that may have been molesting children. Children. We ain't talking about street beefs that turn violent. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about innocent kids that was being preyed on by people in our government. When people start doing videos on that, Trap Lil Ross, that's more up his lane. But Dirk, who just is a rapper, coming from some of the worst environments America has to offer, maybe made some mistakes in life, you know. Niggas wishing death on this man. Now look, 136,000 people watch this nonsense. You see that? Lil Durk is being snitched on by 6 different people. Yo, nowhere in the paperwork does that. Yo, what papers are they reading that says that? Because all the paperwork I read come up from the defense side only speaks of one witness. Yo, but the narrative, now I'm sure there is others, but niggas is just throwing numbers out here. And then when it come down to like that is very misleading. 6 people. What are they going to say? Like, yo, these 6 people, like I explained to y'all before, right? The manager, the manager who people think is the one that booked the flights, right? Yo, he could come to court as a defense. I mean, as a prosecution witness, he can come to court and say, "Yeah, I booked the flights." Dirk did tell me don't book no names associated to him, but he always tells me that. This is a prosecution witness. He can say that. In that sense, who is he helping? Is he helping the prosecution, or is he helping the defense? Like, yo, these guys and what they're doing is disgusting, man. It's dirty work. It's dirty work, y'all. Now, the reason why I'm saying Trap Lil Ross is the police, right? Trap Lil Ross did this video. When he dropped this video. The fall of Lil Durk and OTF. 3 days ago. 3 days ago, Trap Lil Ross did this video. 11 pages, what it do? Now, what he did, and I'm gonna play the video. Yo, but what he did in this video, right? All right, so let me for people that's not familiar. What's going on in Durk case right now, right? Is the feds, and we've been reading this paperwork. The feds is trying to introduce rap lyrics, irrelevant rap lyrics, into the trial. Rap lyrics of him saying he dropping bags and dropping money. Not rap lyrics that's pertaining to anything that has anything to do with this case. Just rap lyrics. Like they wanted to introduce when he said, "I'm the type that get on the flight with a warrant, you gotta catch me." They wanted to introduce that. Why? Because the feds was gonna try to allege that, look, you see what he said in the song? Well, when his OTF members got arrested, he tried to get on the flight. But the judge denied it. Said, no, we ain't letting you do that. We ain't letting you do that. So, there's other rap lyrics that's trying the prosecution is trying to add into the trial. Like 12 songs or 14 songs. I don't think the judge is going to allow any of that shit. Because they're not songs detailing crimes committed. It's just rap songs. So, bring it back to Trap Lil Ross. 3 days ago, I just wanted to let y'all know the fight that's going on in court right now. There's a fight going on in court about rap lyrics. And rap lyrics being introduced into trial. Trap Lil Ross does a video where he is depicting rap lyrics. Let me say that again. Right now, what's up, kid? There's a fight between Durk defense team and the prosecution, where the prosecution is trying to introduce rap lyrics into the trial as the means to say, look, he's talking about crimes. The judge already threw out some of it. Now, Trap Lil Ross does a video depicting rap lyrics and tying them into crimes. This is a prime example of what I be meaning when I be telling y'all the feds is playing the social media game. What they're trying to do is they're trying to convict Durk in public opinion. Trap Lil Ross is a part of this. He's a tool that they're using to shape public opinion. Trap Lil Ross is working with the federal government. And this looks intentional. Like, you know how sometimes I say people is doing it. Some people doing it intentional, some people not doing it. This is intentional, y'all. The timing is the timing is everything. Timing is everything. So he dropped this video on what? Saturday or Friday? The same day the paperwork come out where the prosecution responded to Dirk's motion about the rap lyrics. The same day. This nigga's the police. Now he tries to frame himself. He tries to frame himself as a hip hop historian, like crazy as it sounds, or just a fan of hip hop. Yo, but this is not fandom. If you're a fan of hip hop, you're a fan of these artists. You want to send them to jail? Appreciate it, kid, for becoming a member of the channel. You wanna send them to jail? Is that what fans do now? Is that what fandom has come to? You become so much of a fan that you want this nigga in jail. No, he ain't no fan, yo. People need to stop letting him sell. And I'm gonna turn this into an upload too. People need to stop allowing him to sell people this theory. Loyalty betrayal. I'm glad you're here, because I was just talking about you. You need to stop allowing people to sell y'all this theory of fandom. Traplo Ross isn't a fan of hip hop. Traplo Ross is the police. It's the police. Now look at this video.
With all of the self-incrimination that Durk had done over the course of 2023.
Look, he comes straight in. Let me tell you. Yo, he comes straight in off the rip. With all the self-incrimination Durk has done. Yo, this guy is diabolical, y'all. I'm gonna let him play though, because I ain't got a whole lot of time. I gotta get up, go to work in the morning.
It would only be a matter of time before people began to put things together. And unfortunately for Durk, on the internet, Reddit forums, and in YouTube videos, people would continue to speculate on these quite obvious crimes. I personally released a 4-hour documentary about Quando Rondo's life and the attempts to end it in 2023 that had over 4 million views before the feds officially filed charges. But I was by no means the only one making these speculations. In his February 2024 interview with DJ Vlad,
he tried to pass the buck. So in order for him to try to pass the buck, he put he referenced another Fed agent. Like listen to what he just did, y'all. He said, yeah, I did do a video 2 years ago that said it was a man out of bounty on Quando Rondo head, but I ain't the only one. He pointed to his Fed buddy. he pointed to his Fed buddy Butter. These niggas crazy. Hey, yo, this shit crazy, man.
Over 4 million views before the feds officially filed charges. But I was by no means the only one making these speculations. In his February 2024 interview with DJ Vlad, FBG Butter would ask how Durk is still outside when everybody knows that he paid to have Quando killed and got Pab killed by mistake.
Who the you know, name get brought up and what actually proving facts that you done paid me some money to go kill him.
And this is misleading because Butter wasn't talking about that. Butter wasn't talking about, but Butter was talking about Stephon Mack murder. Like, yo, this guy, this I'm telling you, this is Fed work. He's going above and beyond to sway public opinion. Yo, Butter was not talking about Loyalty Betrayal. I know you this your man right here. Was Butter talking about Lil Pab? I don't think he was. Butter was talking about Stephon Mack case. Traplo Ross just painted a false narrative. He just painted a false narrative. Yo, wasn't nobody 2 years ago but Traplo Ross talking about Durk put a man out of bounty on somebody's head. Nobody knew that. They're not tied together with Loyalty Betrayal. They're not tied together, man. They two separate cases. Durk has not been I talked about this earlier. Remember Loyalty Betrayal? I'm talking to you specifically. You know why Gotti? If Gotti was involved in the murder of Young Dolph, right? You know why he didn't get charged? Because the only person that can... The reason, if Gotti was involved, we just use this as an example. I don't think he was, right? But if he was, the reason he didn't get charged is because Jook is dead. The feds in the Stephon Mack murder trial is alleging that Ken was the go-between. Ken is the only person that can tie dirt to this murder. Ken is dead. Case over. You understand what I'm saying? Case is over. Only person that can tie dirt to this murder is Ken. You said what? You said, so why you keep saying the cases tied together? They're not tied together. The cases they're not tied together. Dirk is not being charged in Chicago. The feds is gonna have the feds ruined their own case. The feds ruined their own case on Preston Powell by putting that snitch in Mike City AJ cell. Because now Preston Powell case is severed, which means that whatever evidence they was going to use to convict both of them, then they got to separate it. I can only use this evidence on him, and I can only use this evidence on him. If they fucking their case up trying to be slick. I did read it all. I read all the pages. Goes to betrayal. I do got all the facts. What facts am I missing? I've been covering stuff for our Mac murder trial too. What am I missing? The fuck? Here go the paperwork right here. Got the paperwork. This is a motion to press against Preston Powell. The reason why is because Preston Powell got a severance. He's not going to be charged in Chicago, and these guys aren't testifying on him either. Preston Powell got his case severed because the feds tried to be slick. And see, this is the thing, loyalty betrayal. If their case, even the Chicago case, if their case was as rock solid, because they're trying their best to tie dirt to this crime, but they ruined their case by putting that snitch in the cell. They ruined their case against Dirt. They was better off locking them boys up. Well, they're going to mention all of that. You know, they're going to mention everything he ever been in part of, all the rumors. All of that's going to be mentioned. But how much weight do that carry? I mean, like, the feds only people that, yeah, they probably going to mention the Chicago case. But that's not going to be enough to convict. The feds already admitted in the California case that if they can't get this music, this rap lyrics in it, they don't even have a case. Did you read that? Did you read the part where the feds said, if we can't get these rap lyrics in, we don't have a case? That's what they said. They call it inextricably intertwined. It said page 5 and 6. What pages is this? 4. They call him Individual A. Hold on. My bad, y'all. My bad. Cali case is gonna pull in the Chicago case just like that. And what are you talking about? What do you mean the Cali case is gonna pull in the Chicago case? No, don't go nowhere. I'm trying to get an understanding of where you're coming from. What do you mean by the Cali case is gonna pull in the Chicago case? I need you to elaborate real quick before you leave. Yo, they already then admitted. If you notice, the Chicago case hasn't came back up in the Cali case. Ever since the federal government admitted Durk is not being charged in Chicago, it haven't came back up. Have we heard about the Chicago case and the Cali case since they admitted they won't charge him again? All right, let's read page. But you didn't answer my question. Let's read pages 5 and 6. Counting money while one of individual 8 songs played in the background. See exhibit 7, 8, and 9. The 3 excerpts constitute highly probative evidence. The exclusion of which will prejudice the government in its ability to meet its burden. So what they're talking about is Mike City AJ. They did say that, Loyalty Betrayal. They did say that. It's in paperwork. Loyalty Betrayal, it's in paperwork. They said that Durk is not going to be charged in the Chicago case. They said that. Now, they could have been lying, but they definitely said it. Like, we ain't going to sit there act like they ain't say it. They 100% said it. So what they talk about is AJ, after the murder, was on it. He posted on his Instagram story money and had Durk's song playing in the background. Then what words did they use? The excerpts concern Montgomery Wilson motive for killing Mac and in turn bear directly upon a critical element of the charged offenses, namely that Mac was murdered as a consideration for receipt of or a promise or agreement to pay something of I can't never say that word. Value. What you mean stop reading? You said this mentioned Durk. Pecuniary value. Evidence is probative of an issue relevant to an element of the offenses. It must be admitting in all but the most extreme cases. Yeah, but this is Lord T. Betrayal. I don't know what you trying to what you. You say you didn't say that? So did they? So did they not? Did the federal government not admit that that Dirk will not be charged in the Chicago case? Because I read it. And everybody over here read it. Where's they don't reference the California case in this? Hey, I'm gonna talk about that, man. Zone 18 Will, man. Shorty did bad, man. He copped out on niggas. He pulled a gunner. I'm gonna talk about it. The government said not at this time. No, that's not what they said. That's not what they said. They did not say not at this time. They said he will not be charged. Go to you can maybe have to go and find the paperwork. I got the paperwork. You said that the government said not at this time will Dirk be charged in the Chicago case. Dirk lawyer asked them a specific question. Will Dirk be charged in the Chicago case? They said no. Loyalty betrayal. There's nobody tying Dirk to this case that can testify. Unless these guys flip. They ain't told yet. These are the only guys that can tie Dirk to the Chicago case. These guys. They're the only ones that can do it. Ken is dead. All right. Okay. So how would they convict Dirk of this crime? What proof do they have that Lord Dirk dropped the bag in this situation? You know, the burden of proof is on the government. No, it's not y'all. I'm asking you. The burden of proof is on the government. How would the government be able to prove, in this case right here, Stephon Mack murder case, that Dirk dropped the bag? None of these guys talked to Dirk. Loyalty betrayal. None of these guys, not Mike City AJ, not Preston Powell, they don't have proof that any of these guys talked to Dirk specifically. So how is he going to be charged? Like, you got to realize Dirk is he got money. He got money to fight. It's not like me or you. He got money to fight. The federal government is not interested in being embarrassed. They getting embarrassed in the California case. They got more evidence in the California case than they got in this case, and the California case is questionable. So how is he going to be charged, man? Mike City AJ didn't talk to Dirk. Hey, I'm reading what you writing. You said I'm saying that, okay. The federal government said not at this time, which means that they might charge him. But when I'm asking you, is the case winnable? Because the federal government is really not interested in going and fighting cases that's not winnable. They ain't like the state. The state will take on any motherfucking thing, for the most part. The federal government, they trying to win. With the evidence that they have on these guys, right? The evidence that they got on Preston Powell and Mike City AJ. How would they be able to convict Dirk with this evidence? Because it's all evidence they got. They got video, they got Instagram videos, they got text messages saying OTF this, OTF that. No messages to Durk. No messages to Durk. So how would they say that Durk dropped the bag? Loyalty betrayal. If they had the case against Durk, they'd have been booked them. This murder happened how many years ago? 4 years ago? They'd have been booked them. They don't have a case. Let's get back to the what's called. They don't have a case, man. Let's get back to Trap Lil Ross being a fed agent. So like I was saying, I did read what you wrote. I'm taking your theory. I'm taking your theory as to, they might charge him, at a later date. But what I'm saying is the case winnable? That's what I'm saying. It's not winnable. They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing, man. They can't even if Mike City AJ say, yeah, Durk dropped the bag. Well, who told you Durk dropped the bag? This person told me Durk dropped the bag. This person paid me. He said he got the money from Durk. Now they got to go to that person. You keep talking about case notes. Like, what I don't even know what case notes. What do you mean case notes? Like, what is that enough to secure a conviction? You talking about what you're saying is basically they're going to reference the Chicago case and the California case. But they can't convict him in the California case based off of rumors in the Chicago case. They're not going to get a conviction that way. Yeah, they can mention it. It could be in the case. They can do anything they want to do. But we talking about getting convictions. We talking about getting convictions. They're not going to get a conviction based off of the stuff that they're not going to get a conviction in California based off the evidence they got in Chicago. They're not, man. Like, why y'all want the man in jail so bad, man? So, I mean, what does that mean? This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. What does that mean? Okay. That means nothing. This is what I'm trying to tell you, man. That means nothing. Like, just saying that, like that's like a smoking gun, or that's like gonna break open it. That means nothing. No, I'm not. Go to trail. I've been charged with murder before, man. I done fought a murder case twice. I'm telling you what I know, man. It's not about me. I'm not these other guys. Like, I'm not being by. I'm telling you what I know, man. That means nothing. They're gonna reference it. They're gonna reference this shit. That means nothing. Has he been convicted of these crimes? No. Okay, move on. that's all I'm saying, man. Like that shit, that it don't mean anything. It's not strong evidence. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. So I told you your comments. I ain't been wrong yet. I'm trying to tell you, I haven't been wrong yet. O-Block still ain't been sentenced. Remember, man, you was going back and forth about that for the longest time. I say, yo, that case where it get tossed. And you gonna see when it get tossed. Just remember, like, damn, Keep It G been telling me that shit for 3 years. Yeah, you been wrong about a lot. You have been wrong. What you mean you been wrong? You're wrong about a lot, man. You keep saying O-Block snitching on Durk. Them boys ain't snitching on Durk, man. That cases keep getting postponed because they still haven't ruled. Like I talked to you in your comments on your video that day, they still haven't ruled on the motion for acquittal. That's what's prolonging the sentence. No. I wouldn't. Hey, Lord Betrayal, what you say played out? I don't think anything you said played out. What you talking about? What you say played out? I told you that I said, yo, these lyrics gonna get tossed out. I said that Preston Powell was gonna get a severance. Who remember the video? Alvin, you here? Who remember the video when we read the paperwork when Preston Powell was trying to get a severance? And what I said the judge gonna grant that. Who remember that video when we covered Preston Powell motion for severance? And he listed his reasons for the severance. I said, yo, he gonna win this motion. Just the other day, I said, yo, them lyrics ain't gonna be allowed in court. Y'all know I'm not Seti Nash, loyalty betrayal. Not King AK-47, man. I have history with these type of cases, man. Have history. I know what I'm talking about. Like you going back and forth with me, but you don't have the history to back it up. Now, will he be found guilty? I'll have to wait to see how the trial play out. But as of right now, I can firmly say, yo, they don't have a strong case. Now, how they present their case versus how the defense refuted, I be able to tell you, like, yo, he either gonna beat this shit or he ain't. I told everybody they didn't have a case on Alicia Andrews. Who remember that? Who remember me saying, yo, they do not got a case on this girl? The whole Alicia Andrews trial, I said, yo, they don't got a case on her. Yo, what are they talking about? Diddy trial, they don't got a case. Why? Yo, we can go on and on for days. I haven't been wrong in the trial yet. I haven't been wrong in the trial yet. Man, you talking about your family. I'm talking about murder cases. I'm talking about murder cases, man. Diddy locked up. But Diddy ain't participating no RICO. That was my issue. This ain't no fucking RICO. This ain't sex trafficking. You feel me? I've been saying that from the beginning, way before the trial even started. Man, I'm more than 3 for 3, JB. I'm like 7 for 7. Like 7 for 7 was YSL, Alicia Andrews, Diddy, YNW Melly. Who was here when I was saying YNW Melly gonna get found not guilty? YNW Melly case. I was probably the only person on YouTube telling y'all he was gonna beat that case, or he wasn't gonna be found guilty. Yo, there wasn't another person on YouTube telling everybody that YNW Melly was going not get found guilty on them charges. Everybody like, yo, look, they got him coming out the studio. ASAP Rocky. I was right on that case too. Haven't been wrong yet, man. Like, I don't know why. Like, just listen. You know what I mean? Listen. You know, you fucking reviewing Sonny Nash. Sonny Nash don't know shit. Like, there's no reason to ever do a reaction to Sonny Nash video. But I'm telling you, I have, and I haven't been wrong yet. And I'm telling you that they don't have no case on Dirk in Chicago, and the case in California is questionable. Watch what happens if they can't get them lyrics in. They didn't already admitted that we need these lyrics. Watch what happens when the judge be like, they might let some of them in just because the judge know that this is a huge part of the prosecution case, but it's going to be stipulated. I don't know. I wouldn't react to nothing Sonny Nash do unless I'm clowning him. That nigga don't know shit about law. All he do is copy off me. He copied off me in that video when he got to talk about social media and how fans playing social media game. I've been saying that shit for 7 months. I've been saying that shit's this Diddy case. It's the first time they ever said that shit. But What else, y'all? We didn't cover so many cases, man. We didn't cover so many cases. My numbers when it comes to cases is pretty good. Nah, I don't sound nothing like that nigga. Say Nash is yeah, I don't sound nothing like yo. I make my analysis and stick with it. My shit don't flip flop like that. Like this nigga be all over the place. 1 minute Dirk is done. Next minute Dirk gonna beat the case. Next minute Dirk is done. I look at the evidence, listen to the determination, and I stand on it. Stand on it. We ain't nothing alike. Alright, let's get back to this nigga. Now what we was talking about, but you know it's all love, loyalty, betrayal. What we was talking about, right, was Trap Lil Ross being the Fed agent. Dirk right now is fighting to get lyrics thrown out in court. And Trap Lil Ross, the same day that this motion came out, Trap Lil Ross drops a video detailing lyrics and connecting them to crimes. And the reason he's doing this is because he's working with the federal government trying to shape public opinion. That's what they did in the Diddy trial. That's what the feds are doing nowadays to black people, you know. They're doing that shit to black people. They know black people is we watch this shit. You know, we on the internet. I ain't gonna say black people, they just doing it in general. Where they trying to kill you in public opinion. If I can, and I said this in Diddy trial, because this is what it is. If I can, this is how they always operated. Anyway, this is what they did to black people. If I can kill you in public opinion, then similar to like, if I can convince the world that black people are dangerous and black kids are ruthless and disrespectful, then I can get a 15-year-old kid that made a mistake and I give him life in prison. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Nobody's gonna say nothing. Because I done created this narrative that he's dangerous anyway. He's no good to society at 15. So him getting life in prison, he deserves it. He wasn't gonna be nothing anyway. That's the game. The feds always played it. Now they're playing it on the internet. And what they're doing is they're using blogs and bloggers like DJ Academics and the other fuckboy, Trap Lil Ross, because they have a following. They're using them to put out misinformation to sway public opinion. So maybe we can get, even if we can't get these lyrics in the court, we already got them in the court because Trap Lil Ross did our job for us. So some of these jurors, and this is what they did in the Diddy trial. This is their plan. Some of these jurors are already going to come and sit in the jury pool, and it's already going to be guilty. Not guilty because they got evidence, but guilty because these blogs that put out misinformation. These blogs that convinced you that this rap song is talking about this crime. This rap song is talking about that crime. Even if it ain't true. Trap Lil Ross just lied on Butter. Trap Lil Ross made the assertion that Butter was talking about Lil Pad murder when he said this. But what Butter was talking about was Stephon Max murder.
Officially filed charges, but I was by no means the only one making these speculations. In his February 2024 interview with DJ Vlad, FBG Butter would ask how Dirk is still outside when everybody knows that he paid to have Quando killed and got Pab killed by mistake.
Who the you know name get brought up and with actual proven facts that you done paid me some money to go kill him up. And I done killed the wrong motherfucker too.
Butter then, seemingly with inside knowledge at this point, months before any arrest took place, would hint towards one of Pab's shooters actually telling the police that he did it for Dirk.
The police know I work for you. Cause they say Shorty flat out told they like, man, Lil Durk told me to do that shit. And he paid me to do it.
Look, he's talking about Stephon Max murder, man. But that's not what Trap Lil Ross just did. He is blatantly lying Why are you blatantly lying, Trap Lord Ross? Why? What incentive do you have to blatantly lie on this man? Not even just on Dirk, on Butter. He's working with the federal government, man. It's obvious as a bitch. That's why I don't support y'all. I don't even know what made me watch this shit. Matter of fact, I do know. I only watched this because I know what he been doing to Dirk, and I just wanted to confirm it. I just wanted to confirm it. That man blatantly lied. Man, hit that like button, share the live. We need 500 people on here, man.
Showing receipts. Like, this gave me real money to get this man going.
Despite having an explosive start to 2024, winning that Grammy for his inspirational song All My Life, behind the scenes, it seemed that Dirk was fighting his demons from the very top of the rap game. He was notably absent for a short period of time, and in June 2024, Dirk revealed that he'd actually gone to rehab for an addiction to codeine and Xanax, explaining how he was living too fast and decided that he wanted to focus on his family and peace.
So we got word that you were in rehab.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I want to embrace it, you know what I'm saying? Because it helped me a lot. I won't even say it was tough at first. It was tough at first, but it ain't that tough because I really knew what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was holding me back.
And what was that? What did you want?
I wanted better. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a better man, a better father, a better leader, you know, so, but more action.
Already, JB.
So you gotta make sure that self is good before, anybody else. It helped a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking clearer. See, my main goal is peace, you know what I'm saying? Being with the family, staying out of bull, you know what I'm saying?
Dirk was too fast before rehab.
Moving fast.
Moving fast.
Making excuses, you know what I'm saying? Letting the drugs take over me. You know what I'm
Drugs.
saying? Yeah, just like the codeine and everything. Just,
Is that what it was? Was codeine?
yeah, Xanax. But it don't make me. You know what I'm saying?
Dirk would drop a song commemorating his release from rehab, being seen in a Louis Vuitton suit and a skinnier frame. The song was called Went Hollywood for a Year, and it was a pain song with a 3 6 Mafia-inspired bridge that sounds like Dirk is actually saying farewell to his beloved codeine cough syrup. In one line, Dirk says that he'll give $1 million to somebody who can prove he's a snitch, and another $1 million, but then appearing to stop short of rapping, find him. As well as bragging that he has killers in his circle sharing his money in cars, and mocking someone saying that they're home.
Look, no, look, what is this? Yo, this is not a fan of hip hop. Look at what is this? What, like, yo, this is police shit, man. Mind you, you gotta keep in mind that right now, Dirk and his defense team is fighting rap lyrics. Right now, they're fighting rap lyrics. I still got that shit pulled up. Nope. Nope, I ain't got it pulled up. They fighting rap lyrics right now, y'all. And this is what this nigga choose to do.
Homie's killer is still alive, but for Dirk, it's been a year since revenge. It seemed that Dirk was back, trying to put a brave face on things and attempting to get his career on track. The month before his arrest, Dirk releases a new song and music video as a teaser for his upcoming album. The song's called Turn Up a Notch, and just over a week later, he would release yet another track, this time with an interesting title. The song was called Monitoring Me, and obviously had a theme to suggest that Dirk indeed knew that the authorities were watching his every move. It also had some very suspect lyrics where Dirk says that he can't send money to his killers in his own name, and that he doesn't know if the feds are setting him up, or if people are...
Yo, this is crazy, y'all. He working with the feds, man. There's no other way around. Yo, how many more videos are you going to do implicating Dirk in crimes, my nigga? Like, yo, Trap Lil Ross probably got 35 videos you talking about rap lyrics implicating Dirk in fucking crimes. Yo, you are working with the police, my nigga. It's the police. No fan of hip hop would do this to this extent. I don't think Trap Lil Ross like hip hop. I don't even think Trap Lil Ross like black people, to be honest.
Snitching. In another line that seemed to refer to the attempt to kill Quando that resulted in Pab's death, Dirk says that he wouldn't say his shooters missed their target because they were so close, as well as rapping more lines that he can use money to have people killed.
Yo. I ain't gonna say he gonna miss his target because he up too close to miss his one man. How does that about Quando Rondo and Lil Pad? He is trying to sway public opinion. I ain't gonna say he gonna miss his target because he up too close to miss his one man. What the fuck does that have to do with 3 men jumping out of a van, shooting from a distance, and killing Lil Pad? They wasn't up close at all. So how is this a reference to Quando Rondo or the attempt on Quando Rondo life? It doesn't make sense.
That resulted in Pab's death, Dirk says that he wouldn't say his shooters missed their target because they were so close, as well as rapping more lines that he can use money to have people killed, then backtracking, saying that his killers will murder for his friendship.
Yo, this nigga is terrible, yo. So basically, y'all, as a rapper, you can't rap about majority rappers rap about dropping bags. Dropping bags is a part of having money. The fuck, it ain't just rappers that drop bags on people, man. It ain't just rappers. Like, why do you just see us from saying like this? This is the shit I hate about you. Why is it that he paints this lie that it's just rappers that drop money on people? We done heard stories where husbands try to get their wives killed. Wives try to get their husband killed, dropping bags. Why are he trying to paint this narrative that it's just rappers that do it? That's what people. It happens all the time everywhere. You feel me? Niggas got some money. Niggas want somebody want a person out the way. They don't want to do it themselves because they got the money to get somebody else do it. It happens. It happens. It's not a black thing. It's not a rapper thing. It's a money thing. When people got money, people make money work for them. But this is not him rapping this. It's not saying that you can't just say just because he said these lyrics that he dropping money on people. Or he dropped money on Quando Rondo. You can't say that, man. Can't say that. You know that money be different. They come to your building and kill you in the door, man. I don't even gotta pay niggas to do nothing. I got killers all my friends. So this bar right here contradicts this one. So both of these can't be true. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be a lie told somewhere.
Regardless of payment, as well as bragging about having seen his killers commit murder, then
backtrack. I ain't never see you do nothing. I ain't never see you shoot shit up. I ain't never hear you say nothing. But I heard you told you get up. These are just rap lyrics, man. This bar ain't got nothing to do with this bar. This nigga is terrible, yo, what he's doing, man. And he's painting us a narrative that hundreds of thousands of people is watching and believing. But he's a fan of hip hop, though. King Von's his favorite rapper. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody buying that shit, man.
Tracking again, saying that he didn't see it, he just heard the shooter shout, "Get up," to the victim.
What's up,
going on
Bob?
to say that if
Picking
his
up.
enemies post their locations, his people will go there. And openly admitting that he pays for his people for more than just murders, hinting at OTF's dual role as a label and a murderous gang. Not only
Yo, what the fuck?
use money to have people killed, then backtracking, saying that his killers will murder for his friendship, regardless of payment. As
There
well
you
as
go.
bragging about having seen his killers commit murder, then backtracking again, saying that he didn't see it, he just heard the shooter shout, "Get up," to the victim. And going on to say that if his enemies post their locations, his people will go there.
This nigga crazy, yo. So I need to slap yo, man. Like, why he ain't been slap? Ain't he in the States? See, that's why I was mad at Tay Savage, man. That's why I be disrespecting yo. Because you had a golden opportunity to slap fire out this nigga. And you did a fucking no jumper interview with him. Did a no jump interview with that nigga, bro.
And openly admitting that he pays for his people for more than just murders.
Yo, he said, see, I pay him just not to get rid of niggas. So no, that's not what he's saying. He pay his guys not to murder, which means he pays them not to be in the streets. But he just said, yo, he pay him for more than just murder. That's not what this bar says, man. This bar doesn't say that. This bar is basically saying, I got killers on my team and I pay them not to kill niggas. And I'm talking about the ones with Twitter fingers.
Hinting at OTF's dual role as a label and a murderous gang. Not only was the song another self-snitching anthem, but it came with a music video filmed at, you guessed it, a gas station. This was a strange time, and once again, Durk was seen to be living a double life. Clearly going into promotion mode, Durk was making major moves in the industry, but unlike his recent song release, some of what he was doing was actually positive. Durk's 32nd birthday was coming up on the 19th of October, and he was planning to make this one special, announcing his first annual birthday show at Chicago's prestigious United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, with a concert capacity of 23,500 people. The show was epic, and Durk drove from the dressing room to the stage behind a literal convoy of Hellcats and Trackhawks, then performing the song with that very name from the back of a moving pickup. It was also a star-studded affair, with Durk bringing a number of huge names in the rap game out, like Fourth Man D-Lo, Sexy Red, Nardo Wick, who performed Who Wants Smoke there, because it's kind of sad to imagine both Durk and the over 20,000 fans watching that this may very well have been Durk's last show. By this point, he was at the pinnacle of his career. With a huge catalogue of bangers, he would rap hit after hit back to back on stage to the sold-out stadium. It's a huge reminder of how much he very well may have just thrown away. But then again, despite releasing a song called Monitoring Me, Durk's situation with the law seems surprisingly good at this point. Strangely, in September, he announced that his felony record had been wiped clean of all cases, with Durk saying how he believed that everybody should get sick. As the heartbreaking news would only be days away, and ultimately, on October the 23rd, 2024, things would come crashing down, when 5 affiliates of Lil Durk's Only the Family record label were arrested and indicted on serious charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. After the 5 members of his Only the Family crew were arrested in Chicago, it was only a matter of time before the feds would grab Durk himself. He likely knew the clock was ticking after news broke of his close OTF associates being taken off the streets. Durk would reportedly book multiple international flights in an attempt to not only get away, but also confuse the authorities and keep them guessing what his next move might be, with 3 flights all being booked to Switzerland, Dubai, and 1 private jet that was headed to Italy. Durk was in Miami and South Florida at the time, and according to an affidavit by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran, the Chicago rapper was attempting to flee to Italy before his arrest. All international flight bookings made on Durk's behalf would raise suspicions that Durk was planning to evade capture, and the feds would immediately swoop in, and then the music would finally stop.
Now the feds tried to introduce that ball when he said, what the fuck he said? He said something about getting away. The judge denied that shit. The judge said, no, you can't use that. They try to use that as to say, look, this is the same thing he did when he tried to evade capture. Judge said, no, we ain't doing that.
2 days after his 5 friends were arrested, before Durk could board that private flight to Italy, federal agents would intercept him in Broward County, Florida on October 25th.
And they also saying, y'all, that they don't have evidence of murder for hire. They didn't switch their focus to murder of stalking. I mean, they let you know that this they don't have a murder for hire case against Durk. They think they got a better case of murder by stalking. You know, they moved the goalposts again.
U.S. Marshals would apprehend him, charging him with conspiracy for allegedly arranging that hit on fellow rapper Quando Rondo. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California would announce the arrest of Lil Durk on charges of conspiracy to use interstate facilities in a murder-for-hire plot that resulted in a fatality.
I want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder-for-hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond.
Cousin also died in a shooting at a Los Angeles gas station caught on camera. Several of Lil Durk's associates have also been arrested in connection with this same plot.
The superseding indictment filed against Lil Durk himself would paint under the magnifying glass too. In the aftermath of Dirk's arrest, eyebrows began to raise about his ability to potentially influence the justice system and politics, with questions being asked about whether the mayor of Chicago would be giving back a $150K donation. But most importantly, all eyes would be on those in the indictment, both named and unnamed, as people would begin to uncover the dark, violent backstories of the perpetrators, as well as intensely speculating on exactly who might have been the informant and who might have been the connection in California who told Dirk and his demons to fly out and kill Quando.
Man, I'm done with this nigga. Dirk and his demons. Yo, Dirk and his demons, man. This is a fan of hip hop speaking, y'all. Yeah, man, this is a fan of hip hop right here. Man, that man the police, man. Who the fuck talks like that? Dirk and his fucking demons. My next live gonna be called Dirk and his Demons by Trap Lil Ross. It's like, this nigga's out of control, yo. But it's late, y'all. I really wanted to go through this whole video, but I gotta get up and go to work in the morning. We still got a live we gotta do covering a lot of different topics. We gotta revisit this one. Yeah, man. But he the police. He's the police. That man then did 85 videos on Dirk. 85 videos, man. Like, yo, like, and they all been biased. All filled with misinformation. All videos he did was misleading. Was misleading. No, the first case, I said I didn't have that Melly wasn't gonna get found guilty. No, Melly got he got a hung jury. He got a hung jury on that case. But I was the only one telling people that the case wasn't what people thought it was. Everybody thought Melly was done. I'm like, I don't know, y'all. That shit just what saved Melly in that trial. Well, one of the jurors went by the book. You know, they tried to convict Melly on what the fuck that shit was. First degree manslaughter or some shit like that. It was some old wild shit. But the whole case was about first degree murder. So it was either first degree murder or nothing. So the juror, she played, you know, she played by the rules and she held out and she swayed another juror, so he got a hung juror. But what helped him in that case was the fact that it was 2 cars that left the studio, and everybody in that other car said Melly was in that car, and they couldn't prove that he wasn't in that car. Couldn't prove it. Everybody in the car said he was with us. They showed evidence that those guys shared the phones. You know, so it was a possibility, it was a chance, because it's all about reasonable doubt. That's all it's about. And I think people be forgetting that. Yo, the state, the burden of proof is on the state. All the defense gotta do is poke holes and create doubt in the juror's mind. If you got doubt, that's supposed to be not guilty, especially if you're dealing with, you know, life in prison. But it's a lot of doubt in this Dirk case. A lot of doubt. Now, like I said, it all boils down to how everybody present their case, how the prosecution present versus how the defense presented, you know. But it don't look like the prosecution have a lot to stand on, you know. They got one rat that was supposed to be involved in this murder, but nobody knows the credibility of this rat. And they're gonna be fucked up, yo, if they put their case in this rat hands and he pulled a Woody. You know what I mean? But I don't think he would put. I'm just talking about not even like far as Woody denying everything. I'm talking about being on a stand and being combative. You know, that shit rubbed the jurors the wrong way. And I think if Dirk defense team get Jam on that stand and rattle him, you know, make him look uncredible, I think there's gonna be some jurors that raise doubt and be like, man, I don't know about this guy Jam. You feel me? Like this, he might say any motherfucker that, and he under indictment too. So you gotta make sure you know that's always the thing. I don't know. We'll see. But the narrative that's being painted like Dirk done, like there's no way he can beat this case and there's mountains of evidence. That shit is a lie. And that's my whole thing. That's a lie. And what not Trench News, what Trap Lord Ross did in this video was disgusting. You know, that man blatantly lied. That man misinterpreting statements and trying to make them fit crimes, and it don't fit. And it was intentional. And he said he's a fucking fan of the music. No, you're not, bro. You doing the same shit the police do, nigga. But let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. It's another day keeping you new. And I'm out.